Hey everyone! In this video, we're going to roleplay an HR interview that is going to happen between a UX UI designer and a startup founder who will be taking an HR role. Let's get started. Hey Sean, yeah, you're right.
Hi. Well, it's nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Where are you located right now?
I'm in Belarus.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I'm over here in Virginia, USA. So this will be a quick call, probably like 20 minutes or so. So I'll just tell you how this call will go, first of all. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my company, and you can ask some questions if you have any, and then I'll ask you a few questions to see if you're a good fit for us. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, as you may know, I'm the founder and head of HR for my permaculture startup, and we started about 8 years ago now, and we already have a website. I think you call it the MVP, minimal viable product, right? But it's functioning, it's running, but it only has a marketplace for our designers, and we're trying to sell seeds as well, and we're not selling as much as we know that we could. Some of our problems are, in marketing, but I know a lot of that has to do with the site itself and the user experience and all of that. So we already have a lead designer on our team. We have several developers, product designer, and we've raised some funding already, and we're ready to expand the team. So we want to hire some new professionals and make everything look beautiful and work perfectly and take it to the next level. So
Sounds great. May I ask you a quick question? You mentioned permaculture. What this concept is about, and if you could explain quickly.
Gosh, don't get me started, Veronica. Well, in a nutshell, permaculture is a philosophy for intentional communities and intentional living, by looking at the natural systems of the earth and mimicking those to organize our own environment so that it's the most comfortable and sustainable, so that we don't have to slave away at a company if we don't want to. We can just exist in our corner of the earth. But that's not in a nutshell. I'm sorry. It's permanent and agriculture, basically. So we grow food, we compost everything. And I can go into more detail about that if you want.
Yeah, thank you. It's clear.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I have heard of this concept before, but thank you for the explanation. Yeah.
Well, I can ask you a few questions now, if it's all right. Just first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself. What are you thinking?
Yeah. So first of all, my name is Veronica, and before clicking with UX design, I experienced a number of different roles, from working as a teacher to working as a business analyst. But no matter where I worked, I always had a great passion in a number of things. First of all, it's talking to people, finding out what their needs are and what are the problems they have, because sometimes it's not the same thing. What people say is not what they actually need. So I always had a great interest in peeling off, those emotions they have and finding out what the core problem is and how we can help people with it. And another thing I feel passionate about is decomposing complex concepts into smaller chunks, to make it easier to understand the concept and to help people with that as well. So I would say I have analytical skills that I love applying at work. And the last but not least is visual design. I just love designing beautiful concepts. I'm into, making some beautiful interfaces at every project I worked. So that's a great pleasure to see that people find it a delightful experience to use the product, and it's not just solving the problem, but also giving you the pleasure of using it. So that's
Yeah.
why I am in design, I would say, and yeah, just embracing these skills and.
All right,
Yeah,
great. Yeah, good answer. Thank you. And I saw on your application that you're a freelancer. I believe that's how you said it. But do you have experience working directly with companies and being employed by a company? And do you have experience with that?
Yeah, so I worked on freelance on fiverr.com. That's the platform where you can easily find a lot of projects, right? As a designer, you can work on a number of projects at the same time. That's the interesting, possibility for being a designer, right? To actually combine a number of streams at the same time. And that's how I worked for, I would say, almost 2 years at the moment. So I had exposure to different domains like, I don't know, cryptocurrency and business applications and NGOs as well. Startups, of course. Yeah, so a lot of different domains. And at the same time, you're always going through a number of stages all by yourself. First, pricing, quoting the project, right? Then delivering the service itself. So you get experience with all of that, right? And it might be a bit stressful, of course, because you have to go through everything by yourself, being a designer, but being a freelancer. But at the same time, it's great to get this experience and to have a network, great professionals from all over the world. That's, I would say, what is unique about freelancing, right? You can meet a lot of people from different parts of the world. They're all passionate about changing the world and just sharing some ideas with you. And they say, "I just need a couple of screens. Please help me." And I'm sure I will conquer it all. I just need a couple of screens. I will get investments. I will get everything. And you feel like you are changing things a bit, and making the world a better place with your designs. So I haven't worked on I didn't have a full-time job so far, but I worked on a lot of projects, and some of them were ongoing for like half a year. So I would say that's more or less full-time that I worked for some projects, and yeah, was going from scratch, right, from level 0, nothing, to the MVP. So that's the experience I have.
So what makes you interested in this particular position? You said you weren't too familiar with permaculture, but what do you know about our company? Anything?
Yeah, anyway, permaculture sounded like something about sustainability and ecology, and that's what I am passionate in. I have always been thinking about, how to reduce the amount of waste we're making, how to grow vegetables in my courtyard. We even have this flower beds, right? Where we give it a try every year. We're improving, but it's still not perfect. So I'm thrilled with the things you were talking about on that landing page, where I could get some information about your product. So yeah, that sounds like an exciting challenge, something where I would really want to work. And yeah, so what was the question? Why?
Why are you interested in this
Another
position?
thing. Yeah, so the first thing is the domain, and another thing is that's a small team, as far as I understand at the moment. More of a startup culture, and that's what I would also be looking for in terms of the team size and the impact I can make, because I think that's the usual tendency. The smaller the team is, the project is, the more impact you can still make, and the earlier the stage is, right? So that is why it sounds like an interesting challenge.
Well, yeah, well, you'll have the opportunity to learn a lot more about permaculture. I think you'll enjoy that. So, do you have any questions for me at this point?
Yeah, so I would first of all ask you about the team culture, the company culture, if you could explain a bit more in details how you spend, if you ever spend your free time together, what are the values you share, and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Well, our team doesn't all live in the same place, but that doesn't keep us from being a pretty tight-knit little community. We all know each other. It's a relatively small team. We're all equally committed to things like sustainability, and so we feel that we're making a positive impact and changing the world in a way that we believe in, and so that it really makes us feel close with one another in that way. We focus on collaboration and teamwork. We like to empower people to learn more, to continue educating themselves about their specialties, as well as expanding their knowledge base. We always try to keep a user-centric focus. So, our users are the core of everything we do. Not just in the designing a marketplace, but also designing for their permaculture food forests, right? So yeah, we're all a pretty passionate group of people, and we get along well and support each other. So,
Right. And
does that answer your question?
Yeah, almost. Just one little question to add here. So let's say I have a question or some concern. Should I first contact my team leader, let's say, or I could just contact you directly if I have anything to share? What's the structure?
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's something that would be best if you would rather ask me about it, I'm open to that. Yeah, I'm available to all the team members if needed.
Great, sounds good. Right, so one more question is about the upcoming challenges that the company is facing at the moment. I mean, what is the first thing I should tackle if I'm employed?
Yeah, well, the main features that we need, I want the website to be a marketplace for our designers and for our products. Like, we sell seeds and baby trees and stuff. So we need that store to sell our products. That's the part that is not functioning very well right now. And we want it to be a beautiful site that will showcase to our client or to our market what it is that we're trying to do. We want it to reflect our values, and I'd like for people to be able to somehow experience what we have here through the website, and that's a big challenge for us. So, but I would say to begin, we need a consistent, I think it was called a CJM, I saw on a website once, customer journey map, I think, but that's important. We want to work with the designer as we continue to grow, so that we'll have some guidance in that area. Yeah.
Great, sounds like something I can help with.
Cool.
Right, the last question, maybe any perks or benefits I'm getting from the company?
Yeah. So what we do is we help you with the books budget, and that's in goes along with wanting to help support continued learning, as well as if there are any conferences you want to join, we'll cover 50% of that cost. Also, medical insurance, and we have a general wellness package that includes some other random perks that change sometimes. But, yeah.
Cool.
Does that answer that question for you?
Yeah, book budget. That sounds cool. Something. Yeah, I
That
don't.
was suggested by one of our designers, so we decided to implement that.
Right. Sounds interesting. Yeah, because I'm always reading something, and yeah, and just love conferences for sure. There's more opportunities for networking, and sometimes they're very expensive, and you need to travel to that place and things. So it would be cool to meet the team there if there will be an opportunity to meet on site. Yeah, sounds cool.
Come on over. We'll help you with that for sure.
Yeah. If you have any other questions.
No, that sounds good. I appreciate you meeting with me, and someone will follow up with you soon.
Sean, the salary.
We have to. All right, edit. Yeah. So yes. Last thing, right? We have to talk about salary. What is your desired salary?
I don't have a specific number in mind at the moment, but I would like to continue with the interview process and then negotiate it once again, if that's possible.
Sure. Yeah, of course. We normally, the range that we're offering would be from 50 to 70K. Does that seem in your ballpark?
Yeah, that sounds fair. Something I could consider.
Of course, we can continue talking about that later.
Yeah,
as the interview process continues. Yeah.
Right, let's talk about it at the end of the process. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Right, we'll be looking forward to hearing back from you.
All right. Yeah. Someone will get back with you as soon as possible.
Have a good day. Bye.
Let me say, okay, so our company culture is a vibrant blend of sustainability, collaboration, and passion. I don't know. That's too chat GPT.
But
we're driven by deep commitment.
Sean, the salary.
We have to. All right, edit.